What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today I'm going to be teaching you one of the most basic and beloved flourishes, the card spring. Let's get into it. So real quick before diving into the card spring, I'd actually made a video on this a lot earlier in my channel, maybe like second or third video, and it is not the greatest quality in terms of video or sound or anything at all, even tutorials. So I just decided to vamp it up, and you'll be seeing a lot better video this time around. So let's get into how to do the card spring. So here's what I'll do. I'll break it down into two segments. I'll do the first tutorial from in front of the camera for those of you who would like to see it from the front, and the second tutorial I'll do from behind the camera so you have my view of what's going on. So to start off, what's important are the positions of each hand. So the hand that's going to be doing the receiving, you want the grip to be in a straddle grip like this. Okay? So when you're receiving, you're going to be receiving in a straddle grip, except instead of being this tight, it's going to be a lot further apart, so it's going to look something like this. Okay, so when you're receiving the cards, you see that I'm receiving the cards like this and not like this. Because if you start receiving the cards like this, oh man, I can't even not be in that position. So if you start receiving the cards like this, you'll see it's going to be a lot more difficult to hold these cards together. Let me just get that card. Alright, so that's the number one thing where we're starting off with. The receiving hand grip is going to look something like that. Now, probably the most important part of all is the grip with the right hand, in this case the hand that's doing the shooting. So the way that I like to grip it, of course different people like to grip it differently, but the way I like to grip it is I like to take my ring finger here, I put it right next to this corner, right next to the top right corner from my view. In your view it should be that corner right there. So I like to put my ring finger here, my middle finger here, and my pointer finger like this. So it looks pretty much like this here. I like this in this corner, this here, this here. And my thumb is going to go right here. So taking a look at the full grip, that's what it looks like, the way I like to do it. Now, once you're in this grip, you're going to start bending the cards. Pretty much push this in, start bending the cards like this. Okay? So now this, depending on how new the cards are, how old the cards are, this is going to be very stressful on this part right here. So, you know, if you start doing this a whole lot and you're not used to it, it's going to really start hurting. So, you're just going to have to bear through the pain, man. So we're going like this and just bending the cards like that. So just take a second. If you don't know how to do the spring, just do this with me. Here we go. That's it. That's all we're doing. Having a good time. Once you get comfortable doing that, you're going to start releasing the cards. And you can see my thumb here. The way you're going to release the cards is start moving the thumb from here to like this. Okay, so let me show you how just the thumb is working, then I'll show you how these fingers are working. So I'm just going to let the cards just fly out. It's free form flying. So this is how the thumb is working. Take a good look at the thumb. So you see how it went from closed like this to open like this, right? So all I'm really doing is moving this joint right here. But I mean this is moving just because it moves with it. So that's all you're really doing with the thumb. Now let me get the cards back and we shall continue the tutorial. Man, it took a lot longer to pick up these cards than I thought it would. But now I'll show you the view from here, how it's going to look when I'm using these fingers. I'll try to remove my ring finger here so you can get a better view of what's going on. So you can see here, all this is really doing is pushing inwards. All right, let me see if I can give you a better view here. Right, so all this finger is doing is pushing inwards from this corner. Right, and of course if you have this finger here, it guides it a lot better. So ring finger on the side, pointer finger on top. So all you're really doing with these fingers here is pushing it tighter and tighter inside, and you're kind of just oozing it or easing it out. I don't even know what I'm saying. But just pushing it out with the thumb like this, right? So going from here to there. Right, that's all we're doing. And one thing you also have to keep in mind, now that we have the grips down, is the angle you're shooting the cards at. Now it's very difficult to shoot the cards directly horizontally because cards, of course, gravity pulls cards downwards. So shooting it like this, it may not be, 100% accuracy when you're shooting into this hand. I'd show you, but I don't want to pick up any more cards. So we're just going to continue. So the way that is probably best to shoot it is also not vertically down, because that at this point you might as well just do the dribble. So you want to shoot it at an angle of about 45 degrees. So the way I shoot the cards is like this. Right, so let me show you real quick. Hopefully I can be on screen. There we go. I'm shooting the cards. I'm shooting like that, and of course that card fell. So like I was saying, when I'm shooting the cards, I'm shooting like this. And of course you don't want to start off by going very far apart, because the farther apart you start going, the more the cards are going to start falling, and of course they fell again. Right, so in the beginning you start off by just doing it from close by like this, and then as you get better you go further and further away, and then eventually you go crazy and just hopefully don't do anything like that. But you get the idea. You go further and further away as you get better and better. So that's the basic rundown. Now let me get behind the camera and give you a different perspective. Okay, so now we are here. Now again, going right into the grip with the hand that's going to be doing the shooting. I like to take my middle finger, put it at this corner. Ring finger I put right below the corner. Pointer finger I put right next to the corner. So like this. Take my thumb and I put it right here, right? So it's not completely down here. It's just that the tip goes fairly close to the tip of the thumb, right? So something like that. So that is the grip of the shooting hand. The receiving hand, the grip is going to look like this. It's going to be a straddle grip, but of course it's not going to be a regular straddle grip. It's going to be expanded out like this. That's not really the best view. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's going to be expanded out like this, so when the cards start falling into it, you'll see that they're not going to, go anywhere else. Right? So now shooting the cards, once you have your grips down, the thumb shooting is going to look something like this. Let me show you from this angle. Right? So you see how it's going nice and smooth from here to there. So you're going from this joint being bent to just straightening that out. That's all you're really doing. Going from here to there. Now, of course, if you don't do it, extremely smoothly, it's going to come out in chunks like that. And of course, you want to avoid that. And the best way to do that is just by practicing. The more you practice, the more you're going to avoid. And now, like I was saying when I was doing the other perspective, is you want to shoot at an angle like this, not straight down, not across horizontally. And you also don't want to go too far, because the card spring is not for insane distances. So, doing that here. And now with these fingers here, all you're really doing with these fingers that are here is just pushing in, right? So you're just applying pressure inwards with these fingers. So they're just helping to push these cards against the thumb. And all the thumb is doing is straightening, right? So we're putting that all into effect. That's all that's really happening. Right, I think that's pretty much all I have from this perspective. Now, just a few things that I did completely wrong when I first started doing the spring is I was completely holding the grip wrong. So I was holding it like this, and now if you actually try shooting, you'll see it shoots in chunks. Now I gotta pick the cards up again. Right, so you don't want the cards shooting in chunks. So you want to practice holding the right grip, and then shooting them nice and evenly. Now, another problem I had was the grip with this hand, because I never gripped it properly with this hand. So I always just did this, and I had to do it like this. This way the cards, when they started falling, they fell into my stomach. So, of course, learn how to grip properly as well. So those were my two biggest problems when I was learning the card spring, and hopefully me sharing that with you will allow you to avoid the problems that I had. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go support me on Patreon, because your support really means a lot to me, and you'll get some really cool perks while doing it. So, why not? The link to that is in the description, so go make sure to check that out if you haven't. And in addition to that, the link to all my social media is down there as well, so go follow me on there for all the latest status updates. And all that being said, I will see you in the next video. Welcome to the end screen. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe, because subscribing is good. Thanks for watching.